Article 430.109. F of the National Electrical Code, or NEC, addresses the specific requirements for disconnecting means related to motors. A significant aspect of this section revolves around the use of attachment plugs and receptacles as disconnecting means for motors, and it clearly states that to be compliant, these devices must be horsepower rated. Horsepower rating is not merely an arbitrary specification. It is a critical safety feature that ensures the plug and receptacle can safely handle the motor starting and running current without overheating or failing, potentially causing a fire or electrical hazard. The NEC mandates this rating to prevent undersized or unsuitable devices from being used in applications where they could pose a risk. For example, a standard 15 amps or 20 amps receptacle is designed for general use and is not intended to handle the high inrush currents that motors often draw upon startup. Attempting to use such a receptacle with a motor could lead to overheating, arcing, and eventual failure of the connection. Furthermore, the NEC emphasizes that cord and plug connected motors are those that are listed as such. This means that the motor, cord, and plug assembly have been tested and certified by a recognized testing laboratory like Underwriters Laboratories or ETL-SEMCO to meet specific safety standards. These listed assemblies are designed and manufactured as a complete unit, ensuring that all components are properly matched and capable of handling the motor's electrical demands. Modifying a motor by adding a non-listed cord and plug voids the listing and introduces potential safety hazards. Consider the scenario where a contractor attempts to fabricate a cord and plug connection using non-listed components. The cord may not be of the proper gauge to handle the motor's current, the plug may not be designed for the application, and the connections may not be properly made. All of these factors can contribute to a dangerous situation. Moreover, the practice of using non-metallic, or NM, cable with an attachment plug in place of a proper cord is a clear violation of the NEC. NM cable is designed for permanent wiring installations within buildings and is not intended for flexible cord applications. It lacks the necessary insulation and physical protection to withstand the stresses of repeated bending and movement. When used as a cord, NM cable is prone to damage, which can expose the conductors and create a shock hazard. It also lacks the oil and moisture resistance required for many industrial and outdoor applications. In addition to the specific requirements of 430.109 F, other sections of the NEC also bear relevance to this issue. For example, Article 400 covers the requirements for flexible cords and cables. This article specifies the types of cords that are permitted for various applications and outlines the conditions under which they can be used. Article 406 addresses the installation of receptacles and attachment plugs, including the requirements for grounding and polarity. It is essential to consult these articles in conjunction with 430.109 F to ensure a complete understanding of the code requirement. When faced with non-compliant installations, it is crucial to take appropriate action to ensure the safety of the installation and the compliance with NEC. Firstly, document the violations clearly and thoroughly. Take photographs or videos of the non-compliant wiring and make detailed notes of the specific code sections that are being violated. This documentation will be invaluable in communicating the issues to the contractor and the building department. Secondly, communicate the violations to the contractor in a clear and professional manner. Explain the specific code requirements that are being violated and provide them with the opportunity to correct the installation. It may be helpful to provide them with copies of the relevant code sections or to direct them to resources where they can learn more about the requirements. Thirdly, if the contractor is unwilling or unable to correct the installation, contact the local building department for assistance. The building department has the authority to enforce the NEC and can issue correction notices or stop work orders if necessary. They can also provide clarification on any code interpretations that may be in dispute. Fourthly, it is important to remember that the ultimate goal is to ensure the safety of the electrical installation. While it may be tempting to overlook minor violations or to make exceptions for contractors who are difficult to work with, it is essential to adhere to the code and to prioritize safety above all else. Failure to do so can have serious consequences. Regarding the point about installations passing in other jurisdictions, it's important to remember that code enforcement can vary significantly from one location to another. Just because an installation has been accepted in one jurisdiction does not mean that it is compliant with the NEC or that it is safe. It is the responsibility of the electrical inspector to enforce the code in their jurisdiction, regardless of what may be happening elsewhere. Also, the NEC undergoes regular revisions, typically every 3 years. It is essential to stay up to date on the latest edition of the code and to be aware of any local amendments that may be in effect. Local amendments can modify or supplement the NEC requirements to address specific conditions or concerns within the jurisdiction. To reiterate the key points, attachment plugs and receptacles used as disconnecting means for motors must be horsepower rated. Cord and plug connected motors should be listed as such, with the cord and plug factory installed. Using NM cable with an attachment plug as a substitute for a proper cord is not acceptable. It is imperative to document violations, communicate with the contractor, and involve the building department if necessary. Ultimately, ensuring the safety and code compliance of electrical installations is paramount. In terms of practical applications, consider a scenario involving a 1 horsepower well pump motor. According to the NEC, the disconnecting means, which in this case is the plug and receptacle, must be rated for at least 1 horsepower. A standard 15 amps or 20 amps receptacle, which is commonly found in homes, is not horsepower rated and would therefore be a violation. Instead, a horsepower rated switch or a horsepower rated plug and receptacle must be used. Another example could be a fractional horsepower motor used in a small appliance. While the motor may be small, the same rules apply. If a cord and plug is used, it must be listed as part of the appliance and the cord must be of the proper type and gauge for the application. It is important to note that the NEC does not explicitly define what constitutes a cord and plug connected motor. However, the intent of the code is clear that the motor, cord, and plug assemblies should be designed and tested as a complete unit. This means that the cord should be securely attached to the motor, the plug should be properly wired, and all components should be suitable for the intended application. To further clarify the requirements for cord and plug connections, let's delve into specific sections of Article 400 of the NEC, which focuses on flexible cords and cables. Section 400.4 outlines the types of cords that are permitted for various applications. For example, types S, SO, SENT, and SDO cords are commonly used for portable appliances and equipment. These cords are designed to be flexible and durable, and they are available in a variety of gauges to handle different current levels. Section 400.7 specifies the uses permitted for flexible cords and cables. In general, flexible cords can be used for pendants, wiring of fixtures, connection of portable appliances, elevator cables, wiring of cranes and hoists, connection of stationary equipment to facilitate their frequent interchange, prevention of the transmission of noise or vibration, appliances where the fastening means of attachment prevents the use of fixed wiring, data processing cables, and connection of moving parts. It is important to note that flexible cords are not permitted to be used as a substitute for the fixed wiring of a structure, to be run through holes in walls, ceilings, or floors, to be run through doorways, windows, or similar openings, to be attached to building surfaces, or to be concealed behind building walls, ceilings, or floors. Section 400.8 lists the uses not permitted for flexible cords and cables. This section reinforces the limitations outlined in 400.7 and provides further clarification on the types of applications where flexible cords are not allowed. By understanding these limitations, electrical professionals can ensure that flexible cords are used safely and in accordance with NEC. Additionally, Article 406 of the NEC addresses the installation of receptacles and attachment plugs. Section 406.3 specifies the requirements for grounding and polarity. It mandates that all receptacles be of the grounding type and that they be installed with the grounding terminal connected to the equipment grounding conductor. This ensures that any fault current will be safely conducted back to the source, minimizing the risk of electric shock. Section 406.6 outlines the requirements for the support of receptacles and attachment plugs. It requires that receptacles be securely mounted to a box or fitting that is designed for the purpose. Attachment plugs must be designed so that they can be securely inserted into the receptacle without placing undue stress on the receptacle or the wiring connections. By adhering to these requirements, electrical professionals can ensure that receptacles and attachment plugs are installed safely and reliably. When inspecting electrical installations, it is essential to look for specific signs of code violations related to cord and plug connections. Firstly, check the horsepower rating of the receptacle and attachment plug to ensure that it is sufficient for the motor being served. Secondly, verify that the cord is of the proper type and gauge for the application. Thirdly, look for any signs of damage to the cord, such as cuts, abrasions, or exposed conductors. Fourthly, ensure that the cord is securely attached to the motor and that the plug is properly wired. Fifthly, check for any signs of overheating or arcing at the receptacle or attachment plug. Finally, verify that the receptacle is properly grounded and that the grounding terminal is connected to the equipment grounding conductor. By paying close attention to these details, electrical inspectors can identify potential hazards and ensure that electrical installations are safe and compliant with the NEC. In conclusion, the proper use of cord and plug connections for motors is a critical aspect of electrical safety. By understanding the requirements of the NEC and by adhering to best practices, electrical professionals can minimize the risk of electrical shock, fire, and other hazards. Remember to always prioritize safety and to consult the NEC for the most up-to-date information and guidance. It is also worth noting that manufacturers of electrical equipment often provide specific instructions for the installation and use of their products. These instructions should always be followed carefully, as they may contain important safety information that is not explicitly covered in the NEC. For example, a manufacturer may specify a particular type of cord or plug that must be used with the motor, or they may provide instructions on how to properly connect the cord to the motor. By following these instructions, electrical professionals can ensure that the equipment is installed and used safely and effectively. Furthermore, it is important to consider the environmental conditions in which the electrical equipment will be used. For example, if the equipment is exposed to moisture, dust, or corrosive substances, it may be necessary to use special types of cords, plugs, and receptacles that are designed to withstand these conditions. The NEC provides guidance on the selection of electrical equipment for various environmental conditions, and it is important to consult these requirements when designing and installing electrical systems. In addition to the technical aspects of cord and plug connections, it is also important to consider the human factors involved. For example, it is important to ensure that the cord is not placed in a location where it could be tripped over or damaged. It is also important to ensure that the receptacle is easily accessible and that the plug can be easily inserted and removed. By considering these human factors, electrical professionals can create electrical installations that are safe, convenient, and user-friendly. To summarize the key takeaways from this discussion, firstly, attachment plugs and receptacles used as disconnecting means for motors must be horsepower rated. Secondly, cord and plug connected motors should be listed as such, with the cord and plug factory installed. Thirdly, using an M cable with an attachment plug as a substitute for a proper cord is not acceptable. Fourthly, always document violations, communicate with the contractor, and involve the building department if necessary. Fifthly, prioritize safety and consult the NEC for the most up-to-date information and guidance. By keeping these points in mind, electrical professionals can ensure that electrical installations are safe, compliant, and reliable. Moreover, it is crucial to maintain a continuous learning approach to stay informed about the evolving landscape of electrical codes and standards. Regularly participate in training programs, workshops, and industry events to enhance your knowledge and skills. This proactive approach will enable you to effectively address emerging challenges and ensure the highest level of safety and compliance in your work. Also, it is important to foster a culture of collaboration and communication within the electrical industry. Share your knowledge and experiences with other professionals and actively participate in discussions about code interpretations and best practices. By working together, we can create a safer and more reliable electrical environment for everyone. Remember that the electrical code is not just a set of rules and regulations, it is a living document that is constantly evolving to reflect new technologies, materials, and safety concerns. By staying informed and engaged, we can ensure that we are always providing the best possible service to our clients and communities. Lastly, always maintain a professional and ethical approach to your work. Uphold the highest standards of integrity and honesty, and always put the safety of the public first. By doing so, you will earn the trust and respect of your colleagues, clients, and the community. The National Electrical Code is a comprehensive set of guidelines designed to ensure electrical safety. Its adoption and enforcement are paramount in preventing electrical hazards such as fires, shocks, and electrocutions. Understanding the specific requirements, particularly those pertaining to motor connections and cord usage, is critical for all electrical professionals. By adhering to these regulations and promoting best practices, we collectively contribute to a safer electrical environment for everyone. Continuously updating knowledge, fostering collaboration, and maintaining ethical standards are key components in upholding the integrity and safety of electrical installations. This commitment to excellence ensures the well-being of communities and the continued advancement of the electrical industry. Remember that safety is not just a requirement, it is a responsibility. Embrace this responsibility and make a difference in the lives of those around you.